Like I grew up with the internet. Like the internet is never not a part of my life.
Right.
Like I always had access to stuff. I mean, the games were different, but I always had like screen to look at.
Sure.
But compared to you, you did not have that, you know. I was babysitting some kid with Espen, my friend. Two kids actually. And they were outside and they were playing with like a fort and like a Nerf ball, and we were messing with the dog. We were just having fun, playing fetch. And like when I was a kid, I still had so much of that. But the amount of time that they had enjoyment with it was so much less than I felt I did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they probably played outside for like 2 hours, hour 30 minutes.
Huh.
And then they just got really bored with it.
Sure.
I don't want to go inside, which is normal. But I felt like I was outside a lot as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were. You were outside quite a lot.
And I'm thankful for that because they want to go play their iPad, go watch movies. And not saying I didn't want to do that. Of course I did. But I feel like in general, I was outside a lot more 10 years ago than these kids are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And compared to you, oh my gosh, I was like not outside enough compared to you.
We didn't really even conceive of inside outside. We just simply, if we were inside, we'd be put to work.
Like
so,
in a kitchen or something?
Yeah, just chores.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, if you're gone, you can kind of do what you want to do. So we were just gone. It's like, hey, be home by dark. Okay. No, there's no phones. Nobody says, hey, I'm going to so-and-so's house. I mean, you might have, but then you didn't stay at that somebody's house, so it didn't really matter. But no phones, no connectivity. The kid's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's 11 o'clock in the day. You don't see the kid till 6 o'clock. You know he's going to come home because he's going to be hungry. But outside was just our life, you know. And it wasn't bliss. It wasn't just awesome.
No.
You're not throwing the Frisbee with the dog all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're kicking around in 100-degree Texas weather where I grew up, and you're like, man, I wish I was inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I know what you're saying about the screen thing. Yeah, I didn't grow up with a ton of screens. My screens were the television at night. That's it, the television at night, or perhaps Saturday morning for a little bit. One television per household type of thing.
Colored or not colored?
It was black and white.
When did it become colored?
Like 66 or 5 or 7, somewhere right in there. I
So
think
you-
67.
So you were like 10.
No, I would have been...
Younger than that.
No, older than that.
Oh,
I would have been a teenager.
Wow.
But I do remember the first color television I ever saw. We went over to my parents' friend's house for dinner, and they had one. It was the first one I'd ever seen in my entire life.
Were you astonished? What were you?
I was astonished.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the only television show that I can remember that was in color was Walt Disney's whatever.
World of Color?
Yes.
Yes.
And so you would go from that channel to more of the Lucille Ball type black and white, you know. But it was pretty.
What is Lucille Ball? type?
I Love Lucy.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, I only hold that up as an example of just traditional black and white sitcom stuff. But anyway, no screens. Yeah, no, I couldn't have handled all this screen stuff that you guys are dealing with. I just could. I wouldn't have dug it, I don't think.
You would have if you grew up surrounded by it. Just like how any kid now would be able to handle growing up when you were a kid. It's just different. Like just your environment is just different.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I know. There's no difference.